Peace, power, and prosperity, family. Rod Blackstorm. I'm gonna let some people come in. We'll talk about some of the things that's going on here. Um, Hope everyone is doing well. I'm gonna give y'all a minute or so to kind of come through. We're gonna talk about some subjects, recap some subjects, um, and just kind of go in and deduce what has been going on. For donations, you can always please cash at me at dollar sign. What's up, Sean? Okay, I see the people coming through. Gino, what's going on? Okay. Peace, Ernestine. Peace, peace. All right, I see the people. Thank y'all for coming through. We are going in today. I know I didn't make an announcement. I know I've been kind of distant lately. My daughter's here also, and it's just at night been turning up on my block. Like they've been having like full scale parties at night. So it's not conducive to me being able to record. So I said, today, let me just do an early one. So I know for the people who might be watching, forgive me. I know I try to accommodate the West Coast time too. But we got to do what we got to do. Kindred Spirit, what's going on? So the Cash App, if you want to donate, Rob Blackstorm 7. Um, you guys who have followed me know how I get up, quality things. Also, shout out to my daughter, Jasmine. Okay, I'm doing this. She's not watching this, but I'm doing this for historical purposes. Okay. Um, she has impressed me. And the reason I say we'll get into this, but she has become she's trading forex and she's 16 years old. Okay, she's trading forex. So shout out to her, man. She shocked me when she sent me this. So she's trading forex. So this is something that I've taught my children, about being independent, about not working for anybody, or doing using their talents, about trying different things, about creating different things. So anything that y'all donate to the forex journey. So I appreciate the love, I appreciate the support. Yeah, and show your seeds how to stampede the globe. We need to work for people. We need to find ways to utilize our talent. We need to find ways to hack the system. If you want to work for people, that's fine. Or if you do have a current job, again, I'm not knocking it. I just came from having a job. So I'm not saying that anything's wrong with having a job. But I was raised also to have a job. I was pushed to have a job. I've always had an independent mindset, but my parents didn't really see that. They didn't have that type of perspective, but I did. So unfortunately, I was pushed the wrong way, when I was pulling towards entrepreneurship because it is in my blood. I have people in my family that are successful entrepreneurs. So my daughter's carrying on the legacy. It skipped a generation with me, even though I'm going into entrepreneurship now, but she is carrying the legacy. So again, thank you guys for any donations, anything, right there. Rob Blackstorm 7. And I appreciate y'all lovely. Now, let's get into it. The meat and potatoes of what's going on. All right. So we got the Avengers. We got the Avengers in the form of Miss Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats, right? And they did this performance a couple of days ago. I said we was going to get into, and with them kneeling and prostrating in Emancipation Hall. Now, it's interesting that place that they chose to do this, right? This place called Emancipation Hall. And if you go to the website, which I had a picture of earlier, I'll show y'all. This is Emancipation Hall, okay? So this is what it looks like. And this is what they have on the Capitol.gov website. So look at this place. It's a cross. It's a cross. Now, those of us, hope people that, now that have chosen to follow me are stepping out of Christianity or seeing the errors in the ways of Christianity. So if you look at this place, what do you see? You see this cross, but you also see it's a low sepia tone. Now, what we deal with is we deal with light, and we deal with light frequencies. So when we look at things, we don't just look at them on the surface. We want to dig deeper into what is the hidden meaning. So when I went to dig deep into this and I saw that this is what Emancipation Hall was, I was like, oh shit. This is a ritual. They're trying to kill the energy behind the movement by doing this. Even the whole kneeling thing, I never was down with Cap kneeling. I understood the support. I understood it and supported what he did, but I never understood why he kneeled, because kneeling is an act of submission. Even laying down, when they have some of these things where people are laying down in the street, or people are putting chokehold hands around their neck, those are ways of submission. And what they're doing in those things, those are rituals. Because if I could make you choke yourself, if I could make you say, I can't breathe, those are affirmations. If I could make you kneel, if I could make you say, hands up, don't shoot, another act of submission, I can control you through your own words. Through words are spells. Everything you say out of your mouth is spells. John 1:1. In the beginning of was the Word, and the Word was God. So things that you speak out of your mouth generate sound waves, they generate frequencies, and they generate vibrations that go out into the air. The big thing about wearing masks is so that your water vapor doesn't connect with someone else's skin. So that's why you wear the mask. That's why they're saying wear the mask, so that your water vapor doesn't connect with someone's skin. We all know when we boil water, right, it evaporates and turns into steam. So the steam that you let out from your mouth eventually goes into a cloud and rains across the earth, right? So literally, scientifically, spiritually speaking, you speak things into existence that you want to create. And you could speak the right thing, you could speak the wrong thing. The law of energy doesn't care. If you're saying I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm disgusting, eventually that's what you're going to see in the mirror. And eventually that's what you're going to attract, because you're generating that frequency. It doesn't care. It doesn't care about, good or bad. It doesn't deal with that duality. And we'll get into that in a second. So her kneeling so them kneeling in the submissive position is telling, right? They don't want to give you jack. They're not trying to give you nothing. You know what I'm saying? And the law in this is basically showing you. Oh, the law that I'm sorry that they wanted to pass was one of a chokehold. They wanted to ban a chokehold. That's what they did this for, to ban police chokeholds. Now, people are seeking injustice. People want arrest. People want reparations, right? I'm big on reparations. We want reparations. People want justice. People want people to go to jail, even on that low level. But they're not offering you anything but a performance. This is a show. This is a show, and a low chakra show too. Because whenever you're dealing with the cross, remember, this is a graven image. This is the image of someone dying. This is like Eric Garner got choked by the police, and you're wearing a chain, hands choking, including witches, including sorcerers, have died on a cross. Okay? So these things exist in reality. These things exist in reality. So this is a death symbol. So when you look at, you have to realize what they're doing. They're not giving you shit, but more death. Stopping chokeholds is not stopping anything. So also we want, right? What color does she have on? Because she's leading the charge. What chakra is she engaged in? Colors have power. Colors generate frequency. Colors generate vibration. You guys know we've been on the purple wave. We've been riding that Prince purple wave. We were riding that crown chakra wave, right? But let's look at what now she has on brown, right? Or maybe you could say a brownish, goldish piece, Reese. A brownish, goldish color, right? And this is what she has on. So, peace, Kindred. And so let's see what she's dealing with. Let's see what she's dealing with. Let's see what she's dealing with. So let's go back to the chakras, okay? What chakra is she engaged in? See if we could visit this website. And also, I'm showing you guys how to deep dive, right? How to look at things beyond the surface, beyond what you can see, beyond what you can see with your two eyes. You want to go to the spirit of a thing, which is the inner of a thing. So, Pelosi, sacral chakra, right? Sacral chakra. So, sacral chakra, right? Sexuality and pleasure. Okay, sexuality and pleasure. So, this is like a pleasure thing. This is a joke, right? This is what she has on. You think if you think the government are just wearing things randomly, if you think Trump wears random ties, if you think Trump wears random colors, and if you think these representatives wear random things, then you don't really understand what's going on and what they call the shadow government, right? The people beyond the people who really call the shots, the people who really have the money that are telling the Trumps and the Pelosi's what to do. Okay, what's up, Emma? So sacral chakra, okay, it says our connection and ability to accept others and new experiences. Okay, lower abdomen, about 2 inches below the navel and 2 inches in. Emotional issues, sense of abundance, well-being, pleasure, sexuality, physical association, reproductive organs, kidneys, bowels, immune system. Okay, so your chakras, also, this is kind of a chakra lesson as well. And we, as you guys know, we were vibrating on the crown chakra, Prince, purple raining, right? The highest chakra represents our ability to be fully connected spiritually. Location, the very top of the head, okay? Now, she's not wearing purple. She's not wearing blue, right? Or dark, or high purple, dark blue, light blue. Right? She's not on. She's leading the charge, and this is what she's wearing. Where are these chakras? Low level chakra, sexuality and pleasure. This is not a sexual thing, and this is not a pleasurable thing, right? But George Floyd was involved in porn. Check that out. He was a porn star. So also they could be alluding to the fact that peace straight. So also they could be alluding to the fact that as he is a porn star, right, that they're utilizing his energy. We know Trump last week, right? He on Friday, he invoked George Floyd's name as far as when he was talking about unemployment lowering. He said George Floyd would be proud. This is what he said. George Floyd would be proud of the fact that unemployment has been lowered. And we know shortly after that, lightning lick pond the blood clot Washington Monument, right? And across what you call it, and across Washington D.C. after they did that, because you can't be invoking the ancestor's name. But as I said last week, and we'll do a quick recap. So I just want to show you what they're dealing with: chakra energy, low chakra energy, right? What they're trying to get you into: pleasure, right? Sexuality. This is a game. This is a game. This is a ritual on a mass level, a ritual, a death ritual, right? Because the cross really symbolizes higher and lower self from the Kemetic perspective. That's what this really is supposed to symbolize. Higher, higher self, lower self, right? Higher self, lower self. And the higher self is a path of the narrow. The lower self is the path that is broad. So many people are going to be sheep. So that's why you see people online, a lot of people that may be your friends, family, unfortunately, they're sheep, right? They're following CNN, they're following the news, they're on this broad plane of existence, on the broad path. But those of us who know better or are striving to know better, we are on this level, the higher path. And you see that it is shorter than the broad level, because anybody could be on the broad level, right? And on this part of the cross, this just represents being at balance and making decisions, whether right brain or left brain, right? That is the real esoteric meaning of the cross. But the Christian cross is one of death, which is what they are basically saying this hall is, right? Death to you niggas, right? Even though it says emancipation, that's not what this symbol means. Why would they make this symbol a cross? So if they're doing this inside of a cross, basically that's what they're showing you. They're doing this inside of a cross. They're basically saying, look, we're trying to kill your movement, and we're trying to kill any of your saviors, and we're going to pass this chokehold bill, right, to do so. So it's BS. All right, so we're going to cover that also. Let's go back, just to show you that these people do rituals all the time. Let's go into the gallery, some things that I showed y'all last week. Okay, this is the tie. This is the tie when homie was in front of that St. John's Church. Y'all who followed me last week, this part of the video, this video got deleted, so that's why I'm showing y'all again. This is when he was in front of St. John's Church with Hitler's Bible, right? Which if you look at my other video, you'll see that with Hitler's Bible, he was at St. John's Church, and this is the cross that he was using, right? And this is the color scheme. So this cross is a Nazi cross, all right? So he was doing a ritual. He was using the color blue. What else does the color blue symbolize? The evil eye, okay? The evil eye is a curse or legend believed to be cast by a malevolent glare, usually given to a person when he is unaware. All right? So, again, this is the tie he had on. All right? Same tie. I just blew it up. And matter of fact, that was an older picture that I had. If you try, like I tried recently to get it again, and I had to go back into my archives. Until where I keep my photos in the cloud. But if you try to zoom into this picture, it's going to be very hard. I went through like 10 pictures to try to find it again, and it's like a filter has been placed over it. All right, but deep divers like me, we got it early. So this is what's going on. All right, a evil eye is a curse or legend to believe to be cast by a malevolent glare. All right, this is the cross that he was using. Okay, so look at this cross. Okay, and again, we went through this last week, but that video got deleted because I had some Avenger stuff in there. So they was like, no, no, no. So again, you see the cross. Okay, now we're going to go into simple, basic, deep diving. Nazi cross. All right, so boom, there we have it. Same cross. Same cross. Okay. Right? Y'all see that? Yeah, you might be right. Yeah. Master All, yeah, it's definitely time for Patreon. For real. Thank you for that. That's a good idea. So same cross, right? Yeah. And I do want to I probably am gonna do a Patreon. I want to do a deep dive of uncut gems, like where we just go through it and kind of chop it up together. So if y'all are interested in that, man, email me because I definitely want to do that. Uncut Gems is a great movie, yo. Great, great, great movie that needs to be decoded, and I need to be the one to do it because I don't see anybody doing it. But yeah, Uncut Gems. So again, he was cast. So just to go back, he was casting a spell. Okay, he was casting a spell at that St. John's, and shortly after that, you know what happened? Blackout Tuesday. Okay, so the next day was Blackout Tuesday. Not a coincidence. Remember, I told y'all there's no coincidence, only confirmation. Okay, so these are the spells that they run on us. All right, now let's show you another spell that's happening this week. Let me go back to my gallery. Show you another spell that's happening this week. And I know there's some erotic things in here, but that is purposeful also. So don't nothing crazy stuff got on Instagram. Let's see, what's the other spell? Oh, the Pornhub spell. Yeah, let's get into that. Okay. Now, we commit to stand in solidarity and take action with the Black community as they rightfully demand justice. This is why from June 6th, 2 and 12, only Ebony videos will be available on our website. Now, we know a lot of people that go on Pornhub are not of Ebony. A lot of people that go on Pornhub, people from other countries, people that are Caucasian, people that are other cultures, other than Black people, other than the native or the original man, right? A lot of pilgrims, right? Quote unquote white people are on here, right? So what happens when thousands of Black or thousands of white people or thousands of people from other cultures are jerking off or masturbating to Black women? This is called the energy transfer. When you are generating sexual energy, it causes a charge. Whenever you are generating sexual energy, you are generating the energy of life because we all came here through sex, right? Even if you're a test tube baby, as we used to say in the 90s, right? We used to joke on kids and call them test tube babies. We all came here through a vehicle of a woman. We all came through the black hole of a woman's womb, right? So that black hole of that woman's womb constantly being stimulated on a day to day, minute to minute, hour by hour basis is basically powering up the black woman. So subsequently, this is a ritual too, but a ritual in our favor. And the people at Pornhub probably don't even know that, right? They're just doing what every other business is doing and trying to show that they're with Black America so that they are on the right side of history, et cetera, right? So again, it's all a show, but this is really powering up because what did George Floyd do when he passed away? The last words were "Mama." Now, I want to dig deep just a little bit. If you think whether you think it's a conspiracy, because I know that's out there, or not, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And why I'm going to tell you why it doesn't matter because you want to look at the results. If it is a conspiracy, then what's happening after the conspiracy? People were fed up, people were rioting, people were burning shit down, and things are slowly but surely starting to change. Everybody is kissing ass. I'm talking to people that are going to work day to day, and they're telling me that the white people are acting totally different than they used to at the job. Okay, so this is a vibration. This is a frequency that's out there. So everybody that's doing this, that's on Pornhub, that's jerking off to black women, people of all cultures are creating a vibration and a frequency that is affecting the whole planet. So if the conspiracy was for this to happen, then conspire on, government. You understand? Conspire on. Because although I am quote unquote a conspiracy theorist, and conspiracy theorist is really just a term that was created by the FBI to debunk people that talk about things like this. Even though I am one of those, I'm happily and proud to be that, and I can prove all my conspiracies, such as this one. So let's look at what happens when let's look at what happens when you have sex, right? It's basic tantra. So let's go with that. So let's look at tantra energy exchange. This is okay. So look, Ebony, right here, and I'm just doing this with y'all. Live, deep diving. Okay, sex, the synergistic energy exchange. Energy exchange. Making love is all about the exchange of energy. All right, and this is from Tiffany Janae. I follow Tiffany Janae. Okay, so let's just let me see. Subject energy exchange. All right. The more one learns about various types of energy flows at plays, the deeper you could go into the sacred art of lovemaking. When I learned about tantra, I was so blown away to experience multiple orgasms from my husband without him even touching me. Again, without him even touching me. Okay. Also, and again, I'm just doing this right now, live. I didn't plan on Googling this, but I just want to show you what's happening with this Pornhub thing. I've also been able to tune into my energy and bring myself to orgasm without touching myself, but simply by flowing the energy to my body. Again, bring myself to orgasm without touching myself. Okay? These experiences have shown me the capability of energetic exchanges and how much so we are energy beings. Okay? So tap on one if y'all tap one in the comments if y'all fucking with me, if y'all feel me, if y'all understand what I'm saying if what I'm saying makes sense, if what I'm saying could be, if I'm proving everything that I'm saying to you right now about this ritual being an energy exchange and really being for the benefit of black women who have been leading this cause since Bree Newsom, right? This is really a big thing. With Bree Newsom really kind of set this off when she removed the flag. Let me show y'all where Bree Newsom is. Okay. And again, like I told y'all in the Avengers video, right? That this is whole thing is about restoring everything that's happening now is about restoring feminine energy, restoring the balance of feminine energy. So Bree, some of y'all know who Bree Newsom is. Okay. She She removed the Confederate flag. Thank y'all for the ones, okay? Appreciate you. All right. So July 27, 2015, Bree Newsom. She is best known for her act of civil disobedience on June 27, 2015, when she was arrested for removing the Confederate flag from the South Carolina State House grounds in the aftermath of the Charleston shooting. Okay, so I'm not going to dig deeper into this, but look at the timeline from when Bree Newsom did this and the advocacy of black women, even with Black Lives Matter being founded, quote unquote, by black women, even though we know George Soros is funding them, right? That whole thing. That's a fact. And George Soros does have it in some of these riots and some of this looting, and he is trying to steer it a certain way. However, what I want y'all to look at is that this thing is energetic. Okay, 6 planets in next month are about to go into retrograde. 3 planets are in retrograde right now. So George Soros is not bigger than the planets. Okay, he is not bigger than the universe at all. Okay, in retrograde. May, okay, that started in retrograde, and you see what's going on. Okay, so Venus retrograde from May 12th to June 26th, right? Venus deals with love. Venus deals with lovers. Venus deals with joy. Venus deals with happiness. So let's go back to the sacral, okay? Sexuality and pleasure, okay? All right, evidence. I'm just using Google. I'm a man I'm a human. Well, I'm not a human, I'm a god, but I'm a god just like y'all. You know what I'm saying? In this meat suit, okay? Sacral chakra, okay? Same thing Pelosi's trying to tap into. All right. So Venus retrograde, May 12th to June 26th. This is going for what? June 6th to June 12th. So it's still a Venus retrograde motion. It's still bringing back the energy of the black woman because these black women all week have been jerked off to. They've been given energy, as I just proved to you. Okay. So next, Jupiter retrograde. Okay. May 14th to September 13th. Jupiter deals with luck. Jupiter deals with abundance. George Soros can't stop this. Okay. He can't stop this. So stop talking about that George Soros, Black Lives Matter, and he's responsible. As the great Bob Marley said, none of them can stop the time. None of them can stop the time. How long will they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Okay, listen to Redemption Song by Bob Marley. Okay, he breaks it down. And Saturn, retrograde, May 11th to September 29th, 2020. So these planets are currently in retrograde. Retrograde means that they're going backwards. So when these planets are going backwards, there's revisiting on the planets, and or they're revisiting. When these planets go retrograde, they're basically revisiting past issues, past things, right? Next this month, right? We got some. So these planets are already in retrograde, right? So there's 6 planets in retrograde. It's coming soon. Let's see what Google tells me. Whoa, okay. Now, June 4th, okay? So this is what we're under now. Let's look at Cosmopolitan. Okay, let's see what they talking about. 6 planets in retrograde. Okay, so Mercury. Well, this ain't. Hold on. Let's get a better article. Uh-huh. Okay. This is good. This is good. We could use this. All right. I don't know why it took me there, but there's 6 planets. Okay, here we go. Let's see what Bustle's talking about. All right. All right. So, oh, that's 2018. Hold on. I want to give you all the right information. 6 planets in retrograde 2020. Okay. 2020 planetary retrogrades. planets: Mercury, Venus. Mercury, communication. We all know Mercury retrograde. Communication gets fucked up. Computers might go down. Our internet has issues, shit like that. Venus, I told you, love, relationships, joy. Revisiting that. You may break up. You may find new loves. Mars, Martian energy is warlike. Martian energy deals with combat, aggressiveness, right? Um, what we're seeing, people rioting, breaking things down, etc. Okay, Jupiter deals with luck, abundance, good times. Well, not really good times, but luck and abundance. Jupiter is a planet you want to see in your chart. That means money coming or some type of luck is coming if you have an astral chart. Saturn, okay, Saturn deals with law and order, organization, getting things right. Um, Now, all these planets are in retrograde, so they're basically revisiting the past, right? And last but not least, Uranus, which deals with higher consciousness, deals with spiritual power. The Grecians, you wear this thing on their head called the Uraeus. Okay, so if you want to screenshot this, do some deep digging. And but yeah, we got some. So George Soros can't stop this. So all the people that's telling you about George Soros, Black Lives Matter, and this is a conspiracy, blah blah blah. This is planetary, my G. And guess what? You're made of stardust. So if you're made of stardust, this is your well. This is the well that you knew about before you incarnated in this avatar body through the black hole or the womb of your mama. Okay? So that black hole is being stimulated through this ritual. Okay? This ritual, right? That's being stimulated is going to help us in the upcoming future. Now, one of the things I want to get into is something that most people don't know about. It's another energetic principle. We're going to get into black body radiation. Black body radiation, okay? And it also goes back to the Pornhub thing, and I'm going to tie it all in. And then we're going to get into the difference between the spirit and the soul, and we're going to close on that. But I want to show y'all what's up, right? Black body radiation. So an object that absorbs all radiation falling on it at all wavelengths is called a black body. When a black body is at uniform is balanced, right? Anything that's uniform is balanced, is at uniform temperature, its emission has a characteristic frequency that depends on the temperature. Its emission is called black body radiation, okay? So basically, black body radiation is okay, it occurs due to a process called thermal radiation. So thermal radiation, what do you say when people get mad? Yo, I'm heated. Yo, I'm hot, right? That is a form of radiation. You're radiating energy, right? You're radiating heat. Heat corresponds to the sun. So you're radiating heat. When you are happy, right? You say, oh shit, what did they say? It's lit, right? So it's heat. It is black body radiation. It is a radiation from your black body, from your melanated body, and also radiation from the cosmos. Okay. Now, um, shout out to whoever's calling me Poppy. I appreciate it. I didn't see, I saw the thing though, but shout out to you. It occurs, so thermal energy causes vibration of molecules or atoms, which in turn vibrates the charge. And I'm on this sentence. Thermal energy causes vibration of molecules or atoms, which in turn vibrates the charge distribution in the material, allowing radiation by the above mechanisms. Okay. Now, black body radiation. Does a black body emit radiation? Okay. Melanated beings. Y'all who are melanated that follow me. Okay. And again, this challenge for everybody. I don't care if you're black, white, Puerto Rican, Jew, whatever you are. But I'm going to tell you the truth. That's what it is. So, melanated beings, black bodies, all objects emit electromagnetic radiation according to their temperature. And as I've been telling y'all, if you follow me on Instagram, as I've been telling y'all on these talks, you are electric and magnetic. You give off electricity and you give off magnetism. That's how the law of attraction, quote unquote, works. That's how the law of reciprocity works. That's how Ma'at, the Egyptian principle, which corresponds to the law of attraction, which corresponds to balance, which corresponds to yin yang. Ma'at has to deal with this principle of electromagnetic radiation. Because you are electric, you generate a charge, and that charge generates your or determines your level of magnetism. It determines what you will bring into your life. It does, whether it be positive, whether it be negative. We know there's some people who they charge themselves up with negativity every single day. You could point out the beautiful sun, the blue sky, trees, birds chirping, and they'll be the ones that tell you, but it's too hot outside. They're the ones that'll tell you that I'm tired of hearing them damn birds, right? That is the charge that they are generating from their electromagnetic body. So therefore, if you're generating those type of ideas and those type of thoughts, then your magnetism is only going to bring those things to you. This is why it's very important to have faith, even in things, faith, as they say in the Bible, in the things unseen. Because once you have faith, you're generating an electromagnetic charge that's going to propel those things to come into you. So that's why faith is important. So just because we left Christianity, remember the Bible is just books of stolen knowledge, right? The Biblios is just books. It's just individual books that were compiled into one book. So let's go into the second. So a black body is an idealized object that absorbs all electromagnetic radiation it comes in contact with. It then emits thermal radiation in a continuous spectrum according to its temperature. Okay? So, this is physics that I'm kind of telling y'all about, but this is common sense too. I'm trying to break scientific physics down into some shit that my daughter could understand. Okay? So, but again, a black body is an idealized object that absorbs all electromagnetic radiation it comes in contact with. It then emits thermal radiation in in a continuous spectrum according to its temperature. Okay? So, the thermal radiation again, you could be heated, angry, upset, stressed, in pain, or your thermal radiation could be I'm lit. Good things come to me. Abundance comes to me. Love comes to me. People who are there to support me comes to me. Right? You could be lit or you could be heated. So it's up to you. How does your black body choose to radiate? And everyone, again, it says all objects. So this means planets as well. This means planets as well. All objects. It doesn't say some. It doesn't say not crystals. It doesn't say not rocks. It doesn't say not white people. It doesn't say not Trump. It doesn't say not George Soros. All objects emit electromagnetic radiation. So the magnetism of these planets when they occur, this is why full moons, we do rituals on full moons. This is why we do rituals on new moons. This is why we do rituals on solstices, which is coming up next week. We'll discuss that closer to that time next week. This is why Trump is trying to do something on the time of the Tulsa massacre, right? Because he's conducting a ritual. Because as we discussed, he's Nazi. He's a neo-Nazi, right? Now the average government puppet. He's Hydra. He's Hydra, and he's the head of Hydra that is in the government, which are the Nazis. And this is why Ice Cube has been wilding out as well, talking about them. We're going against the Nazis, and people are saying that he's crazy. Ice Cube ain't crazy. He's just deciding to tell the truth, right? So, so the black body radiation is what you are. So when we're under these quote unquote, planets that are in retrograde, don't sleep. Okay? Don't sleep. 6 planets in retrograde. So this is the influence. These are the electromagnetic radiations that we are under. So you want to study your planets. You want to see what's going on. Matter of fact, while I got y'all here, let's look at Astro Matrix. Again, please hit my donate button. It's all going to my daughter today. If you follow me, you know I give back. That is the Cash App. If you follow me on Facebook, you know I give back money all the time. But this particular day, I'm going to donate this all to my daughter. Okay? So anything y'all donate to me, that's the Cash App, Rob Blackstorm 7. It'll stay Robin. That's the email. If you need another way to donate, just email me. I will gladly email you back. But it's all going to my daughter. All right? Now, again, planets, electromagnetic radiation. So planets magnetize to you. They magnetize to the Earth because the Earth also has an electromagnetic field. Again, everything. But just for argument's sake, Oh, this is deep too. This is deep too. Okay. So the Earth's magnetic field is weakening. Okay. So it's something that you want to look at. So look at this. In May, Earth's magnetic field is mysteriously weakening, causes satellites and spacecrafts to malfunction. Why? Ooh-wee. Wait till I tell y'all, but I ain't gonna tell y'all now. This is something I was gonna do last Sunday, but like I said, I had my daughter. Different things happened. A lot of things were going on, so I wasn't able to do that, and I kind of had to recover from it in my own way. But I'm recovered, and I got something to show y'all on Sunday that's gonna blow your mind. Then I'll explain to you why this is happening, the reason, and you guys will be more prepared than anybody else here. Another thing I want to drop on y'all real quick while I'm thinking about it is okay. So I think I dropped this a little bit in the last video. So there is going to be a power outage this year. It's not if, it's not how, it's not maybe. It is only a matter of when. I've showed y'all the solar flare videos. Go back and look at it. I'm not going to go too deep into this, right? Because I don't want to give everything away because who knows who's watching. But this is something you just want to deep dive into. Um, so get yourself some sort of solar powered battery, some way that you can operate in the event that the power does go out. Myself, I have two of those, two batteries, one for myself and one for anybody else that may need them. No, people aren't going to be prepared, right? No, people aren't going to be prepared. And if you look at Spider-Man Far From Home, what happens in Far From Home, it was after the Avengers event and it started in September, right? So September is going to be an interesting month as well. It's back to school. So this was a geomagnetic storm. And what it did, like it says, it's a solar storm of this magnitude occurring today would cause widespread electrical destructions, blackouts, and damage due to extended outages of the electrical grid. The solar storm of 2012 was similar magnitude, but it passed Earth's orbit without striking the planet, mixed by 9 days. My G, we got 6 planets in retrograde. That's not going to happen this year. This year is going to, and then if you chart it, which I'm not going to go into, but you could chart it yourself and you'll see that it's prime as far as timing because the universe works in cycles. It's prime. Solar power generator. You want to get a power. Oh, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show y'all because I got two of them. Let me show y'all. So you want to get, this is one of them. This is the small one, personal one. But you can see the solar tracks. You can get this on Amazon. It's about $40. They have bigger ones to 50, 60, 70. I have a bigger one as well. But this is something to charge my phone. So when nobody has phone, when nobody has service, when nobody has power, I will have power. In the land of the blind, the one-eyed man is king. And I plan on being the one-eyed man through this whole shit. And I hope you do too. All right. So explain, right? Things that you could just pop up out of a can and eat, some rations, as they would say in the military. But you want to prepare yourself because this is going to come and it's going to shock the world and people are not getting ready. Now, it may not come directly in September, but I'd say late August, early September. And also I'm basing this on just predictive programming through Spider-Man Far From Home starting in September. Okay. So we got that. Now I want to get into a little bit of, let me see if let me go into my gallery. I feel like I'm missing something. Bear with me. Something I want to talk to y'all about. Oh, look at your boy. Look at your boy. Hail Hydra. This Hail Hydra ass nigga. Right? Hail Hydra ass nigga. But I want to show you again colors. America is not red, white, and blue for no reason. That color scheme is not red, white, and blue for no reason. I showed y'all in the last video, and I'll just recap a little bit, that this is Osirian colors, or the color of Osir, right? But it's being hijacked for like purposes or purposes of evil. Red and blue, which is what? the homie has on, right? And I call him the homie because he's one of the he's a white man that tells the truth about who he is. He's not like those Democrats who kneel and put on Kente cloth and front and they stab you in the back like Bill Clinton did by getting all these black people locked up or by signing crime bills, and you think that they're cool because they play the sax and get an office in Harlem when they really gentrified Harlem after Bill Clinton. So what you're seeing is A has on red and blue. Red and blue makes purple. Red and blue makes purple. Okay, so he's riding the wave too, right? And if you look at Mr. Trump, right, Mr. Neo-Nazi himself, Mr. Hail Hydra himself, what you'll see is that he often, matter of fact, again, let's prove it. Let's go. Let's look at what Trumpy wears. Why not? Right? And again, hopefully this will show y'all how to deep dive into some of these things. Okay. So let's just look at some of his photos. Let's just look at some of his photos. Okay. Very often does he wear, I wonder if this is the same. No, this is not the same. It might be. Hold up. All right. Yeah, I can't deep dive any further. It might be, I'm sure there's some sort of pattern there. But if you notice, he only wears red ties and blue ties. Oh, wait, he wore a pink tie. Wonder what he was doing. Okay, let's see what he was talking about. Trump says coronavirus threat to the U.S. remains low. Okay, he decided to wear a pink tie. Okay, on this particular day. Now, pink is a color of healing, right? Pink is a color of love. Pink, if you really want to heal from some trauma or some childhood issues or some childhood pain, pink is great for that. Having pink sheets, wearing pink sweatsuits, especially for women, but also for men, right? Although men probably won't do it because of the stigma, but pink is a color for healing. So what he's trying to do is basically at the time, just minimize it, just minimize the efforts, minimize what people were talking about as far as coronavirus. This is when it was early on. So this is why he would wear pink. But normally you don't see him doing that. Normally you don't see him wear nothing but blue. And we've been going through a lot of them. Okay, let's see. We got on green here. Why? De Blasio, Trump's bad. Okay, I don't know what he was doing, but he doesn't. Most of his pictures are red and blue. Most of his ties are red and blue. He has yellow hair. Okay, he's in another country, so that's why. But when he's in America, most of the pictures are red and blue. Red and blue, purple. Okay? So, again, just showing you what's going on. All right? So, now, again, this is what he's doing. This was just yesterday. He had this stupid coon meeting. How Tariq Nasheed would say he's on the coon train, right? He had this meeting with some black people in there, just praising him, talking about how great he is, XYZ. And you see the presidential seal is Heru, right? Taken from our culture. Let's just do a visual real quick, and then we'll go into this, or else this is going to be a 2-hour video. But I love doing this. This is something that I was destined to do. So I just want to show you Heru dollar. Somebody should have did this already on the internet. Okay, many of you may already know this. This is just for people who've never seen this. Okay, so there you go. All right, there you go. So yes, it is stolen magic that is on your money. Stolen comedic magic. So all this Freemasonry stuff that some of the people that you follow are telling you about and telling you is so evil. Again, as I always say, if you boil an egg and you're evil, if you boil an egg and you're quote unquote good, both of y'all could boil an egg. It's the same formula, right? It's all how you choose to use it. Once you boil that egg, you can use that boiled egg to throw at somebody, or you can use that boiled egg to feed yourself or somebody. It all depends on how you choose to use the energy. Now, I'm going to go into something that will be in my book that is dropping in July. It's actually writing me. And let me get back to my gallery. Okay. Um, okay. And we'll start with this picture. You are a prisoner of your own mind. Okay. So you see the guy with the paper bag over his head, right? Not paying attention, right? Just stuck in his brain. He's a prisoner of his own mind. So I want to just show you how you could tap into both hemispheres of your brain, what each hemisphere of your brain is used for, and the difference between the spirit and the soul, and how your black body generates these different modalities. But the goal of spirituality is not to be good and it's not to be evil. I'll say that again. The goal of being initiate on this left hand path, or this mystery school path, which is where I am channeling from and what I am teaching from, is not for you to be good and not for you to be evil. It is to use evil when it's necessary, and it's to use good when it is necessary. This is why you have lower chakras, and this is why you have higher chakras. Your higher chakras are needed at certain points. But there's certain times when you got to use root chakra. There's certain times when you got to use chakra, right? There's certain times where you got to use solar chakra, solar plexus chakra to protect yourself, to defend yourself, to say fuck out of here, to smack somebody, to push back, to fight back. There's a time for love and light, but there's a time to kill, and there's a time for peace. Both things are in effect. There's a time to stand up for yourself and defend yourself, and there's a time when you have to run from the battle and strategize and look at it from a bird's eye view. But there's sometimes when you have to engage with it right then and there. There's no time to prepare, right? So it's how you access these two different modalities is what makes you great and what gets you to the point of deification. Again, if this is all makes sense and this is helping you, please hit my Cash App. Again, it does help me out a lot and my family. Okay, so let's get into it. This is part of the book. Y'all will see it. There's more to it, but I'm giving y'all a portion of it. So this is your spirit versus your soul. Now, the crazy thing is a lot of people don't know the difference. A lot of people don't know the difference between their spirit and their soul. When they talk about the soul, they're talking about their spirit. They're like, "Oh, my soul hurts. I'm spiritual, but they're doing some soul type shit." So, what we're dealing with is, is the difference. So, spirit is feminine. Okay, spirit is feminine. Spirit is feminine. So, spirit is also dealing with the right side of the brain, the imaginative part, the holistic part, the together part, the one that can vision into the future and see into the past. So when we're dealing with the spirit, we're dealing with feminine energy. Anything spiritual is feminine. And that's what's happening right now. George Floyd called out for his mama. Probably saw her while he was transitioning or going into the spirit world, going back to Orion's belt. We'll get into that another time. The science of Orion's belt. But watch Men in Black, the first Men in Black, and you realize we all go back to Orion's belt for processing, right? And there's another level above that, but we'll save that for another time. So spirit, right? Feminine. The soul is masculine. So when we're talking about spirit, we're talking about the invisible. We're talking about the 99.5% of the universe that we cannot see. Let's prove that though, because I could be just talking. So, how much of the universe is observable? Okay. No, that wasn't what I was looking for. Okay, there's what we're looking for. So look at how little we see in the universe, how little our eyes can see. And this has to deal with telescopes, microscopes, whatever you want to call it, right? Any type of scope probe that's out there. 4%. All the stars, planets, and galaxies that could be seen today make up just 4% of the universe. The other 96% is made up of stuff astrologers can't see, detect, or even comprehend. Okay? These mysterious substances are called dark energy and dark matter. Okay, black body radiation, dark energy, dark matter, melanin, phenomelanin, neuromelanin. You get where I'm going? Darkness, darkness, darkness. As well how Chappelle said, darkness, brother, darkness. All right. So that's what we're dealing with. All right. So we literally only can see 4% of the universe, of the observable universe. So the spirit, the invisible, the Wi-Fi that's all around us, the breath that we are breathing, right? The things that we cannot see are way more powerful than the things that we can see. So the spirit is more powerful than the soul. Okay? Spirit is always going to be more powerful than the soul. The feminine nature of you is always going to be more powerful than the masculine part of you. Now, this is not minimize manhood or men in any way, shape, or form, right? But as we are in this physical avatar, we are able to exhibit both principles on a yin yang perspective. But what I am saying is the fact that a woman can literally produce a me, 6'3", 250 pounds, or a Shaq, 7'1", almost 300 pounds, out of nowhere, out of just having sex with a man, shows that we come from somewhere else, and we come from that 99.6% of the universe that we cannot see. Okay? So type of one, please, if y'all ride with me, y'all fuck with me if I'm making sense. Okay? Again, this is not negate the masculine, because we are here on the earth. The earth is really masculine, even though we call it Mother Nature. The earth is really masculine, and the sky is really feminine. That's the wool that they pulled over our eyes. The earth is really masculine, but the sky is feminine. This meat suit that we are in is masculine. This meat suit that we are in is our soul. Okay, this physical flesh, this thing that I could touch, taste, smell, hear from, this is the soul. Okay, this is the masculine aspect of it. We have to get up, we have to go work, we have to use our hands to build things. This is our soul, right? But it has nothing to do with what is in here. I just blew a breath. You don't see nothing, right? Right into the camera. You don't see anything. That is spirit. That's the invisible part of you. That is within you. That's within you. You can't measure that. You can't see it. So it is way more powerful, because we're all breathing air in higher sciences. So also is water. Okay? Water takes whatever shape or form that it is in. Bruce Lee, be water, my friend. Okay? So when we're dealing with spirit, we're dealing with things that could take any merged with Agent Smith at the end in the Matrix Our Revolutions. It was a representation of him being one with spirit, but really he was at the point of soul. But that's another story for another time. So, fire. Soul is also fire, right? You need fire. Videos, I said the law of attraction is for hustlers only. Because if you are trying to practice the law of attraction by just using your feminine nature, by just using the spirit world, by just tapping in, you will be presented with opportunities, right? Things will come if you think about them long enough and you dwell on them long enough and you do certain rituals, right? With candle magic, herbal magic, voodoo, certain sacrifices, and of course, certain crystals and different times you utilizing the moon and things like that. You will be able to tap in and be presenting opportunities. But the soul, you got to have the fire. You got to be able to seize that opportunity. You have to be able to take advantage of the opportunity. Quick story: I remember when I was rapping, I was doing hip hop, and I was dreaming about being an artist. Like that was every day. I was freestyling in my head. I'd be walking and freestyling. I'd be driving freestyling. I'd be writing rhymes all the time. Had plenty of books of rhymes, and one time, the magnetic attraction, the law of attraction worked. Right, I got placed inside of Atlantic Records as an intern. Perfect place for a hip hop artist. I was there as an intern, but I was there actually not as an intern. I was working temp. I was working a temp job there, and I was hands with L.A. Reid, Fat Joe, and some of the people behind the scenes. I met what's her name, and they were going on the second album, and I kind of was able to see how the music industry worked, because nobody wanted to that second album, because if it failed, they would have been held to pay. But anyway, so I was there, hip hop ready, mad rhymes, mad freestyles on deck, right? And I got cool with one of the ladies that was in charge of making some decisions, and she was like, "Yo, you got a great voice. Do you do hip hop?" I was like, "Yeah, I do hip hop." She was like, You got a demo on you? Like, I'll bring it to you." She was like, "I'll bring it to right now to the heads of state." He's like, "I'll bring it right now to the heads of state." I didn't have a demo on me. The next day, when I went there, they canceled the assignment, and I had to go home. But I had a demo the next day. But I was unable to get into the offices to give her the demo, and I didn't have her number. So yeah, so the water was there, right? Going to the next principle, it was receptive. The opportunity was there, but I did not have the fire, right? I was not prepared, and I wasn't active in having the demo on me and being prepared for that opportunity as it came. So my spirit was ready, but my soul wasn't. Y'all follow me? Y'all follow me? If y'all follow me, man, type Prince in the comments if y'all follow me and see what I'm saying. So the law of attraction is for hustlers. You gotta use your thoughts, use your ideas, use your imagination, charge it up with positive energy, charge it up with positive thoughts. But you also got to get active. You got to create something. You got to have a vehicle of expression. You have to put those hands to work to create the things that you want in your life. Okay. Spirit, right? Feminine, macro. Macro. So that's the big part, or the huge part of the world, right? The macrocosm, as they say. The looking at things from a bird's eye view, as I always say, looking at things from the eyes of the falcon, or from the third eye, not these two eyes, but from the third eye, and looking at the things from the macro. Looking at the things from the micro would be looking at things from these two eyes. The trees, the dogs, the looking at a speech by Nancy Pelosi and just looking at it as face value and being emotional, or they're kneeling, or seeing what they're really trying to convey and deep diving into it, right? So you look at things in macro vision. I look at the big picture. If I watch a movie, if I see a news story, I say, what are they trying to convey? It's hard to date people, right? Because people aren't on it like that. Even women, believe it or not. And I'm finding it more and more difficult, but that's another story. I'll get into that another time. But yeah, most people see things on a micro. They're looking at things on face value. They're taking from what they're seeing. They're following their favorite celebrity, their favorite internet personality, and they're just taking everything on face value, not really doing the deep diving, not looking at the macro or the big picture. In other words, seeing the trees instead of the forest, seeing the trees instead of the forest. Okay. Spirit is also electromagnetic wave. All right. We just went to electromagnetic. Um, Go back and look at what I said. I'm not going to go back into it, but you are electromagnetic, and you produce electromagnetic waves in the forms of light waves, sound waves, and brain waves. Okay. Neural pathway. Okay. Which is in your brain. Your neural pathway is basically what you do repetitively. So you are always emitting electromagnetic waves, whether they be positive or negative. Whether you feel like the environment is against you, whether you feel like I hate it here, whether you feel like the world is falling apart, whether you feel like you're not going to make it, all those things are your electromagnetic wave, your spirit that you're conducting. Your neural pathway, however, is something that occurs through your repetitive thinking these thoughts. Okay, that is your soul. That is what is going to guide you. Soul also, SOUL. Well, oh, we're getting into that next. Okay. So yeah. So your neural pathway is going to be how you are conditioned. It is your habits. It is your patterns. It is what you do repeatedly. It's what you do often via the wave that you produce from your spirit. Okay. Spirit is not independent of you. None of this is independent of you. But these things inform your soul on how you're going to move. Okay. Spirit, breath. Okay. I just showed you that. Spirit, spire. You could look up the etymology of the word spirit. It comes from spire, which means breath. So spirit is breath. Again, the unseen. All right. Soul, the word soul is your sun. So we can see the sun, right? We can see the sun. If we go outside, you can see the sun. As long as it's not a cloudy day, you can see the sun. And sun comes from the word soul, SOL, or SOUL is the sun. So your sun is your guiding light that is going to be based on your neural pathway. You follow me? So your soul is going to be informed by your neural pathway, by your electromagnetic wave, what frequency you're on, what vibration you produce. And also, breathing has to do with this as well. This is why I always talk about meditation. Learn how to meditate. No better time than now. Learn how to meditate. There's different ways. If you can't sit down and meditate, learn yoga, learn qigong, learn some sort of practice. Run, get your runner's high. Some sort of practice that would allow you to deep dive within yourself and tap into your inner self. We are not dealing with the conscious mind. You're not dealing with the neural pathway. You're able to produce your waves. You're able to create your waves, right? You're not just relying on the neural pathway that you had for the last 20 to 30 years, however long you've been on this planet, that's been influenced by school, by your mama, by your papa, by your family, by society, by college, by the news, right? You want to produce your own waves. You're creating your own waves now, okay? You're titling yourself. So you're producing your own light. You're your own sun. You're your own soul, right? Based on tap into your breath, because breath and spirit is one and the same. So if you want to know how you could, and there's also some science of, get the book Medu Netter, Volume 1 by Ra'u Nefer Men. And what he does is he breaks down how 666 is really a breath. It's really a form of breathing that puts you in an animalistic state, that puts you in your lower chakras, in your lower chambers of chakras, which are your sacral, your solar plexus, your chakral, and your root. Okay, which are basically your animal chakras, or your protection, your security, and your sexual comfort chakras. Spirit, imagination, okay, right brain, all right, visualizing, seeing, um, yeah, I imagination. If you break down the word I imagination, I magi nation. So it is where the magic happens. Everything that is created, including this cell phone, is something that someone had an idea about. Someone saw in their mind's eye. Someone saw in their third's eye before they created it, which is why soul also deals with creation. Because before you were created, your mama imagined you, right? Imagine what you would be, what you would look like, who you would be, what type of creation, even if you want to go deep like that, right? Anyone who has children, any woman who has children will tell you that. And then there's creation. They became a soul, became a person, they became a being. And it's the same thing. iPhone. Steve Jobs thought about the iPhone or the iPod, right? Then he created it. So spirit always leads before soul, which is why spirit is also first on this list. Okay. Spirit is emotion. Okay. Energy in motion, emotions. So when you are emitting, when you are feeling, what you're feeling is your spirit. So let's go back to lit and heated. When you're feeling lit, you feel good. When you're inspired, when you hear a good speech, when you hear something motivational, when you hear things, when you hear Rob Black Storm, hopefully, the emotions are high. You're vibing high. You're feeling good. You're feeling like you're learning something. You're feeling like this information could take you to the next level. That's my purpose of doing this. My purpose of being here is to raise the vibration and raise the frequency of the planet. That's my whole purpose in all ways, shape, and forms. Okay? So energy and motion, emotion. That's what an emotion is. So when you see Trump on TV, are you mad? Are you stressed out? Gotta. Is he tapping into your spirit? Gotta watch it, right? When you're watching these videos of people getting their knees stepped on, right? Your emotion. Are they tapping into your spirit? Should you be watching these videos? Me myself personally, I don't watch police abuse videos. I don't watch them anymore because they stress me the fuck out. They get my emotion, so I don't watch them. I guard my spirit, I guard my energy, and I guard my frequency. And this is not me ignoring reality, because I know I could read about it. So I don't have to visually experience it. I don't have to visually have those images in my mind. I don't have to have those thoughts, right, in my soul. Thought, if you look at the God thought, Thot, thought, right, or we would call Tahuti. It also deals with reading, and it's something to look up independently. Reading, study, the written word, and your thoughts are powerful. Thoughts are spells as well. What you say to yourself, what you think about yourself, this informs your soul, because your emotion has a thought behind it. If you're like, fuck Trump, if I say fuck Trump, right, my emotion is involved, and it's producing a thought, it's producing an idea. uh what they say, neurons that fire together wire together, right? So the two hemispheres, these are also two hemispheres of your brain, spirit, and soul, that they run on those currents. Your body is a soul, but your inner self is a spirit. So your thoughts, right, are what powers your soul. How do you think about yourself? How do you think about your family? How do you think about your loved ones? How do you think about your environment? And how do you think, most and foremost, about your future, and what are the emotions behind those thoughts? So you got to guard your emotions, because whenever they could tap into your emotions, they tap into your thoughts. And also, they tap into your vibration, and they tap into the frequency of that vibration. So vibration is spirit. Why is vibration spirit? Um, Vibration, let's go back to Black Panther, the movie, right? Or Black Panther, the character. Black Panther had a suit of vibranium. That's the name of the suit. Vibranium. And what's the popular term right now? You know the vibes. You know the vibes. Funny that that's the term now in a 5G world, that everybody's talking about vibes. So vibration is spirit. Okay, whenever we're talking about vibrations, we're talking about the spirit, we're talking about the emotions, we're talking about the electromagnetic wave, we're talking about the frequency of breath, we're talking about your internal waters that are in you, right? Because you're 78% water. Again, that's hidden. You don't can't see that on the outside of yourself. Anything spirit is hidden. We're tapping into that 96.5% that is unseen. We're talking about the womb. Okay, I think I skipped this. We're talking about the womb, where we all come from. Okay, the internal waters, right? Because you're born in the placenta, you're in a placenta sac when you are there. So you are in water, just like a fish, in a fishbowl. Okay, and the womb is really a black hole, but we'll get into that another time. And birth. Okay, so birth, you're bringing birth to a soul. So vibration, frequency. Frequency is what you do frequently. Neural pathway, same thing, okay? Frequency is what you do frequently. It's what you do over and over and over again that forms your neural pathway. So your vibration, right, the vibration that you have will be shown by the frequency, by the vibes, by how people feel about you, by how you feel around others, by the type of energy you give others. That'll show your vibration. You can say you're vibing high all you want, but the frequency of how you do things, the frequency of how you treat people will always be showing. Okay. Next is, oh, and I think I skipped something. Okay. Spirit, independent. Okay. Sorry. Spirit is interdependent. Collective consciousness, the collective, Akashic records, us all breathing in and out the same air, no matter your color, race, creed, or destiny. Interdependent. Spirit is interdependent. The soul is individual. A soul is you. You. Not black people, not the black nation, not the white nation, not the Spanish nation. You. Rob and you, whoever you are, the individual. So also with your spirit, you don't want to get caught up in these collectives. You have to, you have to see what's the spirit of these collectives. What are they trying to do? What's the spirit behind these collectives? Some of these organizations, they're just there to tear you down, right? I'm sorry, they're just there to trigger you. They're just there to get you angry. They're just there to get your emotions riled up, right? But there's no thing or nothing for the individual, for you, yourself. There's nothing for your soul. There's nothing that feeds your individual soul. It's trying to get you into collective and use your individual soul for purposes that have nothing to do with your well-being, right? If you can't be, they say, they say, what's the statement? If you can't be used, you're useless. If you can't be used, you're useless. So people will use you, but how do you want to be used? How are you using others, right? So vibration, again, frequency. Frequency is based on what you do frequently. Quanta, all right? You guys hear about quanta, quantum physics, okay? Quanta means light. Quanta means light. So when you hear quantum physics, light physics, light physics. Quantum, quantum. I'm sure you've heard the word ohm, or what the Cometians would say, om. AUM is what they, or onk, right? Onk. Ohm's what the Buddhists use, and they chant Om Na Yo Reiki, right? Na Yo Reiki Sen or whatever that is, or Tina Turner in her movie was saying, right? But it starts with Om. Om is a spiritual sound, and it is a sound that stirs your inner waters. Those that 76% of water that you're made of, that's what Om has to deal with. Okay. So it is dealing with you charging yourself, you giving yourself light. When you buy crystals, they tell you to charge them in the sun, right? When you're doing magic on a altar, you're charging up your energy, right? You're charging up the energy so your ancestors could help you, so you could form a rainbow bridge, really, just like in Thor, so you could form a rainbow bridge from your ancestors here on Earth. That's what an altar is, really. It's designed to be a bridge to connect to your ancestors or connect to whatever deity or whatever energy form that you are working with, right? Whatever frequency you are working with. So quanta or Om means light. So whenever you chant Om in your meditations or Ankh or anything like that, you are bringing in light. And the soul, of course, is physics, the physical world, the physical body that you're in. It's not dealing with light per se. It's more so dealing with, I say the counter to light is sound, right? It's sound because sound is something that is more something you could feel in your body, right? If you hear a certain song or if you hear a gunshot or even a certain melody with a harp or something like that, it stirs your body physically. It also stirs your inner waters as well, just like light. But light is something that you can't necessarily see. If someone is meditating, they're vibing high, you can't see that with their two eyes, right? Now you may be able to, get some sort of meter and put an EKG on there, and then you can see their frequency and see the brain waves that they're vibing off. But with the two eyes, you can't see it, right? But the physics, you could feel it in your soul. I could feel certain gospel music, even though I'm not Christian anymore. I could feel certain reggae music. I could feel certain hip hop music. So quantum physics, light physics, how to move light through matter. Okay. Spirit is inner. We went through that. Soul is outer. All right. Spirit, flesh. Okay. Spirit is air, breathing, oxygen. We went through that. Soul, earth. We're made up of earth, right? We're made up of a physical structure that is made up of all the elements of the earth: carbon, hydrogen, oxygen, phosphorus, sulfur, helium. Okay. Spirit, magic. Okay. Spirit is of course magic. The ancestors manipulating the frequencies, tapping into certain deities, certain levels of deities, whether they be gods or demons, right? We get into that. We won't for this section, but certain deities, certain frequencies, there's higher and lower frequencies. There's angels and there are demons, right? There's good ancestors and bad ancestors, right? There's the Hitlers and the Stalins that have died that still have ancestral energy, and there are also the gods, the Ramses and the Nefertiti's and those that are vibrating on higher frequencies. So those ancestral energies, what they call demons and angels, right? And this is based on my downloads. Those are just ancestors. What you call demons or what you call angels, they're just ancestors. That's it. Nothing too complex. All right. So magic definitely has to deal with the spirit world because you're dealing with the unseen. If I could light a candle or, do some hoodoo for myself or someone, and, for instance, I had an issue with somebody at my job, did a certain ritual and got them up out the department, that's magic. I didn't touch them. I didn't say anything to them. I just did a certain ritual and the unseen moved the scene. All right. So that's magic, okay? And the soul deals with creativity. Me actually doing the ritual, me getting the herbs, me getting the candle, me learning the spells. That's my creativity in order to activate my magic because we're all magical just by nature, by birth. We all have something in us. We all have some sort of superpower, some sort of spiritual power we have to tap into, okay? So creativity, though, is how you activate that magic, the soul. And the reason I'm doing this, I'm showing you the two different ways of seeing things through the spirit and soul, but also how they work together so that you can understand that you are a dual being. But the whole key to this is to be balanced, to use both when you need to, right? And how they both work together. Spirit is holistic. So holistic things are things that are one, things that are unified, things that have to do with right brain things, right? We know there's a place called Whole Foods, right? Because they call them Whole Foods because they are designed to take care of all your body, to heal your body completely. So they're not other foods, they're whole foods, they're holistic foods. All right. Um, but so that's what holistic is, people in gathering, right? And soul is segregated. Okay. So soul is things that are separate from things that are holistic, the individual person, the hermit, your individual path that's away from the whole collective. Now you are less, and it's to a great example of this. If you work, right? You work for, let's say you work in a call center, right? You work for a team. You and that team of people are on the phone. But when you leave and go home, you're not part of that team anymore. So at work, you're holistic. You're at the team, you're all on the phone, you're all taking calls, you might be complaining about customers at the same time, right? But when you go home, you're away from that. You're segregated, you're Johnny or Jill, whatever. You're your own person, you have your own thoughts, you have your own dreams, you have your own ideals apart from work. Okay, so that's a soul thing. And you must be aware of when your spirit is in a holistic place. How does it affect your soul? So all these things you want to look at when you look at things, when you look at the media, when you look at how you are influenced, okay? Also water and fire or, things like that. Spirit is stardust, okay? Any scientist that is not full of shit is going to tell you that you're stardust, okay? You are made up of a star. We are all made up of a star. And guess what? When you die, you're going back to a star. If your heart wears lighter than a feather, if you are able to become stardust, or you're just going to come back and reincarnate. And the reason I say this is because when the Romans came through and started taking over everything, right? And the good movie I put on my Instagram is Agora. You can look at this, right? You can see the visual. They even have the Library of Alexandria in great detail. But and Library of Alexandria was one of the libraries that had a lot of Kemetic knowledge. That was ransacked by the Greeks, the Romans, and then the Jews, then the Romans. And when the Romans came, what they called the afterlife was the inferno, right? Inferno. So inner, inside, right? Inferno. Ferno means fire. You could look that up. I'm not going to leave this page just to show you that, but look up the suffix ferno. Ferno means fire. So inner fire. So when you die, you go to inferno. The people that don't have the melanated consciousness, this dark matter, this dark energy that's connected to the universe, which is why they say, quote unquote, black people are so spiritual and so peaceful, because we have that connection to the divine that no one else has by virtue of our this avatar body being able to access those hidden energies, that dark matter, that dark energy through our melanin and our phenomelanin and our euromelanin, right? But the stardust or that inferno, they thought that when you died, you're going to hell or you're going to burn inside some sort of fire. That inferno is you being stardust. Okay. And you could look that up. All right. For the sake of time, I won't Google that, but you can look that up yourself. So that inferno is you going back into a star. And that's the goal, not to reincarnate back here and learn another lesson again, to go back into stardust, to go back into pure spirit, and to be utilized as an ancestor for people here on the earth, if you so choose to. Okay. And some of you have already been as star and just chose to come back during this time to help the people as they need to be helped. So figure out what your purpose is. Okay. And soul is earth dust. Okay. Ashes to ashes, dust to dust. When you die, this physical body turns into dust. Okay. So it goes back to the earth. So, you know, um, no matter how you bury it, I don't believe in cremation myself because I do think that, and just my visions and my studies, that when you die, or when you pass away, you still have a connection to that body. You still have a physical attachment to that body. And from my readings and from me being able to access different parts of the spirit world, I know that there is some time that it takes for you to get acclimated to the spirit world, just like it took some time for you to grow from a baby into a toddler. There's some time that it takes for you to become acquainted to something new, because it is a new journey. The spirit doesn't die, it just takes different shape or form. So you have to prepare yourself for this new journey. Okay? So I don't agree in cremation, and one reason, because my ancestors didn't do it and commit. They didn't cremate nobody. So I'm going, and that's where the Americans got it from. That's where the Freemasons that are behind the shadow government that we are under, believe it or not, and Freemasonry is really just our stolen knowledge. They still bury their dead as well. They don't cremate nobody. You never heard a head of state getting cremated, ever. None of the presidents have been cremated. None of them. You don't hear them even saying that about people that catch Purple Hearts or whatever. So I don't care if they bury me in a pine box. Just bury me. I don't care if that shit costs $5. Just bury me somewhere so that I could connect to that body. And also, if you watch Dracula on Netflix, you don't have to watch the whole series. Just watch the last episode, and Dracula, they'll show you that the girl got cremated and she's just in pain. She's like, it burns, it burns, it burns, it burns. And when I saw that, it reconfirmed what I was already studying, that cremation is not the thing to do. And just from reading people, sometimes when people die, you'll see people just hop on the internet. Like literally an hour after people heard Kobe die, there was people all over the internet on YouTube talking about, oh, they read his energy. They lying. They're lying. They're lying. And figure out and communicate with Kobe Bryant, or communicate with Nipsey Hussle, or communicate with anybody that dies that quick. Because that soul, again, is a baby in a new plane, in a new world. If I'm making sense, type one. If I'm making sense, please hit my Cash App, because I know this is valuable to y'all, and I know this will help you on your day-to-day, okay? And again, all that is going to my daughter. Cash App, $ Rod Blackstorm 7. All right, a little commercial. They do it to y'all in the media, and they ain't giving y'all half of what I'm doing. So that's the Cash App. All right, please, all donations are needed and accepted. I do appreciate it. All right, next, and we're almost closing. So okay, and again, this will be in my book coming soon. Much needed. Right brain. Okay, so spirit is dealing with your right brain, holistic. Okay, soul is dealing with your left brain. Your left brain is segregated. It deals with the individual. It deals with logic. It deals with mathematics. It deals with parts. 2 plus 2, 3 plus 3, right? But 3 plus 3 on the left brain is going to equal on the right brain 4. But it deals with logic. There's going to be a daytime and it deals with a nighttime, right? The right brain, just imaginative. You could visualize yourself floating on a cloud and see yourself sitting on the top of Saturn, right? In that hexagram on the top of Saturn. And this is what you could do in your imagination. You could also reprogram your past through your imagination, through your spirit, through your right brain, right? But your left brain is the reality of the situation. Left brain is the logic behind the situation. And you don't want to get so caught up in the spirit world, so caught in fantasy, that you neglect your soul. And we all know people who gotten so spiritual that they started not doing shit, not taking care of their personal lives, not taking care of their soul, because they're thinking everything is spiritual. And sometimes, and the soul backfires usually in forms of health, as far as poverty, as far as lack, things like that. So these both things have to be taken care of. Again, it's about balance. It's not about one versus the other. It's not about male versus female. It's not about none of that. Yes, spirit is feminine. Yes, spirit is dealing with the darkness of life. But in this avatar body that we all incarnate as male or female, we also are on a planet that deals with the soul things, that deals with the masculine, that deals with go-gettingness, that deals with aggressiveness, that deals with you dealing with the individual, that deals with you having individual thoughts, right? Not just emotions, that deals with physics, that deals with the earth, that deals with dust, that you are, dust you are, dust you will become, okay? So all this is making sense. And last, and there's more to this. I have another paper on this. You'll see it in the book. So right brain, left brain, epigenetic DNA. The spirit is epigenetic DNA. Your DNA, what they call your junk DNA, contains all your ancestors. All your ancestors are inside of your junk DNA. They all, every ancestor from Tutankhamun to Hatshepsut to Hannibal to Malcolm X to Marcus Garvey to the Moors to Stalin to Hitler to Leo King Leopold, all exist in your DNA because you are byproducts of the first man and woman. So they all exist in your DNA, and I don't care what color you are. Now, there is a different strand that black people have that they have not yet identified. Science does not know what it is, and you could look that up yourself. I'm not making this up. Everything I say can be proven, as you guys have seen. But epigenetics has to do with you enacting your own frequency, your own light, your own emotion, your own imagination on your environment and changing the genetic structure or accessing what I also call epigenetics is accessing your ancestors and accessing that junk DNA that they call junk DNA, which is really your ancestors, accessing that portion of it. And also changing your genetics or changing the way you respond to your environment and changing your electromagnetic frequency, changing what you attract and what you repel through epigenetics. Okay, so it's a spiritual process. You can look up epigenetics to get more information on that. Right? Don't just take my word for it. Everything I say can and should be researched. Okay, even though I do research with y'all while we're here. And last but not least, we have neuroplasticity. Okay, so when you're spiritually active, when you start to make changes, when your DNA starts changing, when you start to vibrate high, you're also changing your soul, your physical self, your brain. Neuroplasticity is the science of your brain changing shape, neurons that fire together, wiring together. So your brain becoming something totally new. All right. I thank you guys for joining me. Again, if you'd like to donate, there is the Cash App up top here, Rob Blackstorm 7. All funds will be going to my daughter for her venture into Forex, something that I am learning now. So we're actually going to be trading some information, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, you know, so any donations will can and would be accepting on the Cash App. Also, if you guys want me to do a deep dive on uncut gems, we could definitely do a Zoom on that. If somebody's interested, if I have enough people that are interested, email me here, blackstormrob@gmail.com. Just let me know that you're interested in it. It's going to be for a fee, but it won't be a lot. Again, $10. I try to do that. I did that for a ritual. Only one person emailed me, so I didn't do it. If I only get one person, I'm not going to waste my time because that's a long movie. And it's probably going to be like a 2 hour thing where we're just going to sit down and decode the movie. I'll skip some parts and you'll see how it relates to your life. But it's a very, 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 very significant movie for Black America. And it was designed for you. You are the uncut gem. And that's what really the Jewish community is trying to tell you. Okay? So, again, it's peace, power, and prosperity to all everyone here. I love y'all. I'm going to have some t shirts too coming next week. So, look out for that. Working with y'all. You know, if y'all got business or y'all got graphic designs, you know, I'm looking for somebody to create a logo as well. You know, I already know what it's going to be. I just need somebody to do it digitally. So if you know somebody that does graphic design that's not trying to rip me off, you know, slide on my way. Again, that's the email right there. Or you can hit me on Instagram or Facebook Messenger. I don't know how long this video was. Let me see. Am I able to pull it up? Sometimes YouTube be bugging. But yeah, I don't know. But once I log out of here, definitely hit me up. Let me know if you're interested. If you're interested, we'll do that on Monday. So we'll do the Zoom on Monday for the uncut gems. I'll decode the whole thing. If not, you know, I'll just keep giving you all these fire videos and decoding life for you. As you see, it's 81 here. I want to take my daughter to the beach, but I don't think you still want to go to the beach? Oh, she got her headphones on. I was going to take her to the beach, but she probably doesn't want to go. Shout out to you, whoever donated. I appreciate that. Again, it's not on to me. I'm gonna shoot it right back to my daughter for her Forex, her venture into Forex. So she's 16 years old, y'all. 16 years old. Don't teach your kids. If your kids show that they want to be independent, if your kids show that they want to be an entrepreneur, even if you don't know what to do, encourage them. show them what to do, show them how to get there. All right. Okay. So email again. Okay. I saw somebody's interested. So yeah, if I get at least 3 people, hopefully I get more of you. Again, it's only $10. I'll take it anywhere I can get it. It doesn't have to just be Cash App. But if I get at least 3 people, um, sure. I mean, home. This is the Cash App. Rob Blackstorm 7. It's gonna say Robin. That's the government. Okay, but that's the Cash App right there. So you could hit me. Yeah, and we'll go from there. But yeah, I'm gonna go outside. I'm probably gonna take my daughter out, go to 125, just take a walk, just to get some fresh air, clear my head. A lot of energy expended on this, but I hope it helped everyone here. I hope it's valuable. Also, I hope the ritual. I hope y'all seeing some results from the ritual that we did in the last video, family. You know what I'm saying? Let me know how that worked. Email me, send me some messages. Let me know how that worked, family. And yeah, thank you. Okay, so y'all are saying y'all interested. Perfect. So yeah, send me that email. Send me that email. And like I said, we'll do it Monday. If you're not able to get on the Zoom, I'll talk to y'all individually and try to get the best time. But if we're not able to get on the Zoom, it will be recorded. So you will still be able to get it if you're not able to watch it live. But we're going to watch it live, just have at least 2 hours dedicated. And yeah, I know it's like a 3 hour movie, but we're not going to do the whole 3 hours. I'm just going to show you certain parts and show you why it's significant. And also, I'm going to show you how to ritualize it for yourself. I've used this ritual. I've used things in that movie, and I've already been ritualizing it on my own, and it's been very positive, very prosperous. All right, in a lot of different ways. So again, I'll show you the themes, and that movie is really a gift. This movie's a gift from the Jewish community, and they're trying to show you who you are. All right, uncut gems, and I'll leave you with this. I post this on my Instagram. Esoteric astrology. Okay. Some questions with their answers. Those who seek for further light regarding the symbols and inner workings of esoteric astrology should consider the following questions and answers. What are the abstract conceptions of the house divisions of a horoscope? Answer. Limitations in space. What are the abstract conceptions of the 12 signs of the zodiac? Answer. Limitations in time. What is the meaning of planetary influence? All right, we just talked about the 6 planets in retrograde. Causality. So that means it causes things. Okay. So the abstract conceptions of the houses, divisions of a horoscope, that means the 12 parts of the horoscope, are are limitations in space. Okay, 12 signs of the zodiac, limitations in the time, because we all have a limited time here. Oh wait, planetary influence, causality. How do we begin to transcend these 3 illusions? So they're saying space, time, and causality are illusions, right? Esoteric astrology. Answer, by meditation. Okay, middle mind, neurons that fire together, wire together. You're basically trying to make these 2 columns, the soul and the spirit, left and right, part of the brain, become one. That's why I said there is no good and evil. Good is there's living and there's live and evil. So there is people that are trying to stop your growth, stop you from ascending, stop you from running. That could be evil. People that are helping aid your rise, aid your ascension, aid your growth. That is good. But at the same time, there are times when you have to step into that and stop people from rising against you. And there's times where you have to help people rise as well. So you have to deal with both modalities. That's the middle path. That's yin and yang. That is being one. Okay. And that the whole Republican and Democrat, red and blue makes purple. So the purple are the royalty, the elites. So they run the Democrat and Republican shit. The Biden, the Trump shit that everybody's talking about, that shit is nothing. That shit is a game. That shit is a game for the elites. That shit is a game for the royal family. The royal family in Britain, their color is purple. So they know what's up. You think Republican and Democrat, the color frequency, the vibration is not that for a reason? All right. So by meditation, definite abstract thinking or abstract feeling, which is what we're doing, of whom may be said that they rule their stars. Answer, those who are no longer subject to the 3 great illusions of time, space, and causality. Who are they? Those who live in the eternal. Okay, so we live in the eternal. We know this is a meat suit. We know this is an avatar body. And while we are here, we're going to make the best of it. But we know our spirit is way more powerful. We know the unseen is way more powerful. We know our thoughts and our frequencies and our vibrations are way more powerful than anything we could see with these two eyes. And we rely on this eye first. This is the first eye for us. This is the two eye for the sheep. This is the two eye for the ages. These are the two eyes for the masses that are on the bottom part of the pyramid. Okay? But we live in the eternal. Okay? Again, Cash App, Rob Blackstorm7. I appreciate it. Hit me with the email, blackstormrob@gmail.com. We'll do that class on Monday. I love y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in. I don't know how long this is, but it's a long video. But again, peace, power, and prosperity. Hope y'all catching the replay. Have a great Friday. Let me out, YouTube. I can't get on this live. Hold on. I see. Thanks, Sean. I see. I'm trying to get out this joint. Hold up. They trying to play me. I don't want to shut down the whole thing because they're going to take me out. I appreciate you rocking with me, though. Maybe I need to do... What do I need to do to get out? Oh, wait. Wait a minute. That's me. Yo, this is wild. All right, let me go to my home page. There we go. All right. Y'all saw a lot of my screen. Hour 144. Great time. Peace, y'all.